and then, it's not a good thing, especially in a setting like this, because the office is kind of small. But this month, I had no choice because of the holidays, the Jewish holidays. But next time, I'm definitely going to try to avoid that.
The only thing I would say is that, because I had a problem last year, is try to stay away from Europe, because all the chairs are part of Europe, and there's a lot of people. So I'd actually move my meeting, because he had the second Tuesday. I had the second Tuesday, I had to move it, because there was like 5 people on my committee that were Europe members. And we were having it at the same time.
I was looking at that.
So,
I was looking at that when I was
would work with my phone just to make sure.
Yeah, the Transportation Committee is meeting on the same night, same evening on Thursday.
Oh,
and they have a lot of members and a lot of people that come out to the meeting. I was doing my best to avoid it. But when I started looking, because what happens is that there are calendars, Jewish holidays that's on the calendar, and there are days of holidays that are not on the calendar. And you run into that, and we do have some Jewish members on our committee. So to accommodate them and to be respectful, that's how this happened. But try to plan better next time. We'll intend to do that next time.
Thank you. Thank you. And that is so true. We try to see if we can accommodate one meeting an evening so that everybody who wants to be there can get the chance to be there. All right. Yes, Alicia. Did you put your hand
No,
up?
I was moving my hand back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just getting it out my face. I do
That's
apologize.
All right. So one of the things I would like, well, it's only 2 of you here now, but I'll also tell the other committee chairs is that I would love if you can pick a co-chair. So if you can't make it to the meeting, at least that person will be able to hold the meeting in your stead.
Well, yeah, that's some of the things that we are looking at also, and I think that's very appropriate.
Yes.
Because in most committees, in any organization, there's always a co-chair for a committee, and that definitely needs to happen.
Definitely.
So our committee being very small when it comes to appointed board members, that's why that there hasn't been a co-chair. But I used to sit in for Ivy when he was chair.
Right.
But to make it official, I agree that we should have co-chairs.
Definitely. And as to the minutes of the meetings, we would love for you to try to get it in at least, let's say 3 days or so, if you have that time between your meeting and the general meeting. If you can get it in as quickly as possible so that we will have it available, and the agenda for your meetings. At least try to get it into the office a week before the meeting.
Well, given the fact that, we all volunteering here in the office, I try to come in and prep for my stuff.
I
to
know.
make sure.
I know
and,
you. I know
but
you do. Yes.
it's kind of. And the other thing is that you definitely need people on the committee who can take notes.
Definitely. Well,
Because if you,
appoint a
I'm not
note
trying
taker.
to, I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. But when you chairing or facilitate, because the chair's job is to facilitate the meeting, and when you do that, you miss out on a lot of stuff because you're trying to take notes too, and I don't think that's good.
But do you
for
know
the
that
chair.
it's actually
So
in
the
there
co-chair
that you
do this.
should appoint someone in your committee to take notes. It's in there.
Yeah,
So-
I know that, but a lot of people don't like to take notes, and folks don't always take good notes. No, because I don't like taking notes. I'll be the first one to say no, I don't want to take notes. But I guess that we go right. So we have to work with that
Yes.
and come up with a way that how we can have good notes. Sometimes my memory is very good, and I can, remember things that happened. But it's better to have it. Maybe that is one of the duties that the co-chair can.
Yeah, definitely.
Vice chair, call.
The vice chair, okay, vice chair. Well,
Actually,
I think in this day and age, most everyone has smartphones, or you can appoint someone who has a smartphone so that you can at least voice record it, and you go back. And
I
just
did that
an hour
for one of the
to
meetings.
annotate.
very simple.
Yeah.
Maybe we should supply each chair with a small recorder, so that
What
they can
happens
have it
with that,
recorded.
and that this has been my experience with it. I did that with one of the when I chaired one evening the transportation committee meeting because Demetrius couldn't make it that night, and we did use the recorder. It is kind of difficult if you're not used to it. You're not because this is an old word for me. It was difficult transcribing the minutes from the recorder to written minutes. because you gotta know, you know what I mean? If you're not well, this is an old title, if you're not a sonographer and you trained in that, it's kind of difficult to transcribe that.
But that's not how they take
hold
minutes
on,
now.
please.
Yeah,
Please,
that's what I know.
excuse me. Just raise your hand and I'll give
I
you
was
a
gonna say,
chance to
that's
talk.
not, yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
not how they take minutes now. How they take minutes now is you look at your agenda and your person, whoever it is, just writes the agenda. And you don't do word for word, you just do the important points,
Yeah.
and that's it. You don't do like they used to do a long time
Some
ago.
people sit there and-
Yeah, they don't,
Right.
that's not the way you
Yeah,
do it.
but I guess the point I was making with the recording piece is that there's a lot of discussion, a lot of chatter. Sometimes that you have to work past to get to points that everyone is making when they are part of the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, to piggyback on what you're saying, use the recording as a backup.
Yeah.
Still try to take notes, but then you have that to go back to if you didn't quite remember. Sometimes I write my notes and then I can't remember what that
Exactly.
was
You're very
from.
right.
But yeah, to get the key decisions, key actions. Because you can't, and then nobody's gonna read it if it's too long. What I've learned,
No,
as well,
nobody's
is you
gonna
type up all these minutes, and nobody.
That's right.
Unfortunately, our attention spans are not that long.
Great idea.
And one other thing before you move on.
Yes,
I just
go
wanted to
ahead.
say that, when they do the minutes, because, let's just say you meet the second Tuesday of every month, then right at that meeting, you look at your calendar and you see what the second Tuesday is, and everybody will know the date, even though you're still submitting it into the board. But everybody would know what the second Tuesday is, and then you just confirm it here. And if you ever have to change, you just call into the office or whatever and change the date.
Okay, thank you. And one other thing concerning meetings, if there's a problem and you cannot have a meeting that month, please call into the office and let the office know that you won't be able to have a meeting that particular month, so that we can actually even put that up on the website so people know that that particular committee is not having a meeting this month. Because the bylaws do say that the committees are only obligated to have 5 or 6 meetings a year. So if per se they cannot have a meeting one month, and the public knows, that's okay. All right. Now I'm going to leave the setting of the agenda for a little lower down in the meeting. Nominating committee. As I mentioned before, I will be naming 5 people to the nominating committee to choose a chair, actually to have people who wants to become the chair nominated for that particular position. And I'm thinking that this time we should also look into a secretary, because we have a gentleman, Mr. Scott, what's his last name?
Novella.
He has been acting as the secretary and he's now here a year, so we can actually look to make him the secretary, because it's a position, as we all found out a while ago, that a lot of people don't like, and he actually volunteered for that position. So I'll probably be letting the nominating committee call around to see who is interested in the secretary position also. So we will do both at the, not this meeting, the following meeting in November.
Can I just say a
Yeah.
few things, because again, there is some concern about how the last election was handled and the committee was handled. So just so that it's on the record, at this meeting, one is that the nominating committee must disclose when they are meeting to the public,
Definitely.
and the public has a right to come and attend that meeting. Second, the members of that committee have to choose the chair of that committee. The chairman of the board
Oh, definitely.
cannot, but that's what happened in the previous
Definitely.
one. So we just wanted,
Definitely.
just putting it out on the table. And then the question is, are you going to be running? Because if you are running, then there has to be an election for the chair and the vice chair and the secretary.
Not at the same time, but we'll discuss that.
Not at the same time?
No. Not at the same time.
So we will, I'm a little confused.
Not at the same time. We can talk more on that later, but as it is right now, it's
Would
going
just,
to be
so it's just the chair.
just the chair.
So the chair is
and
the
the
only
sec- and the
position that is
secretary.
being
Yes,
for November.
for November.
So
yeah.
who are you going to put on this nominating committee?
Oh, it's chair and secretary.
It's chair and secretary.
Chair and
Secretary.
secretary
Yeah.
for the November election.
Those are the
You will be,
vacancies.
the nominating committee will be meeting sometime,
They will be meeting.
and they will be
sometime.
notifying the community of when
That's
that
correct.
meeting
I
is.
will announce the nominating committee at the general meeting next week.
Okay,
And
you'll have the date
everybody
for
will
that.
know who they are,
And-
because I like to at least bring it to the executive committee first,
Mhm.
and then it will be brought out to the public at the general meeting, if you all don't mind.
Question.
Okay, yes.
I thought the chair always, the chair always nominates who the chair.
No,
No.
that's,
No?
that was
There's an
done
exception.
wrong before.
Okay.
It's the committee themselves who have to choose a chair.
And the reason why is so that conflict of interest does not occur.
Exactly.
Because if the chairman is the
Wait a
one.
minute, wait a minute,
I
wait.
read it.
You saying the nominating committee chooses the chair?
Yes,
committee.
no, of that
committee.
committee.
Of that
Of the committee?
Of
Right.
that committee.
Yes, the nominating.
No, I thought, no, I misunderstood what she said.
Oh, I did too.
Yes, the nominating committee, when they are chosen and they meet, they will be responsible for choosing the chair of the nominating committee.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay? Not the chair of the board, the chair of the nominating committee.
And you're saying that applies across the board to all committees?
Hmm?
You're saying that should apply across the board to all
No,
committees?
no, no, just the,
Okay, gotcha.
nominating committee, search committee, any of those sort of committees. But not the regular committee.
Gotcha.
So
Okay?
when will you let the exec know who you're choosing for the nominating committee?
I will let you guys know.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay, so
Um,
before we move on, so let me understand it. So in the October meeting, everybody will know who the nominating committee is
That's
because we have
correct.
to vote by November.
That's next week, that's next
That's correct.
Tuesday.
Right.
So when will
We have to
know?
vote by November.
I know, but
Yeah.
when
Oh,
will we
okay,
know who's on the
okay,
committee?
okay.
Oh,
I
question.
will be letting the executive committee know before we have the general meeting. Okay? We have email, we have phones that I can get in touch with you all and let you all know who, because I still have not touched base with one person and I don't want to put their name out there and then they're not available. As soon as that happens, I will contact the executive committee, let you know who the 5 people are, and then at the general meeting next Wednesday, the general public will know. I'll be presenting the nominating committee to the general public, so you all know who it is that's on the nominating.
Okay, well, in your decision of who you want on this nominating committee, let's make it clear that these people are serious about their duties. No, because you have people that comes on these committees, don't come to meetings, and don't take it seriously.
Jackie, I am the person choosing them, and I will,
No, wait a minute, I'm not,
on a point of order,
No, it's not, no, wait a minute, I'm speaking here. Okay, I'm saying, this is what I want you to consider when you're choosing, making a decision with these board members.
and don't you think I'm considering that?
I don't know that, no, you wanna be combative, I can be combative too.
I am
here.
not being
I'm just
excuse me?
saying here, and I'm being respectful here.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Okay, because you going like
I think-
this.
excuse
I'm
me.
just no. Excuse me. I'm saying, just look at that. Make sure you look at the board members that you are considering for this committee.
Make sure they
Because I don't want them. You have a nominating committee. Only 2 people showing up
make
to
sure
a meeting
they,
at one good time.
in other
We
words,
had
make sure they
that in the
dedicated.
yeah.
I got you. Make sure
Because
they
they gotta
dedicated.
vote.
to the
This is
job.
what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for that.
That's
Excellent
duly
point.
noted, that's all you have to put in the minutes.
Duly noted.
Huh?
I agree with you 199%.
Well, I'll say this much, that the people I'm looking at, I know that they will take this seriously, and I will not pick anyone who I don't think
Shouldn't
would
we
take
have an
this
idea,
seriously.
at least who these people are, before the last minute? We have no suggestion in this, right? It's just your suggestion and your suggestion alone.
Let's move on to the hiring of community assistant for the
I
office.
ask you a question, Dr. Frederick, could you answer me, please?
Ms. Williams, I just said to the entire meeting that I will, once I get in touch with the last,
Before the next meeting. How soon before the next meeting? What if we have an objection?
to what?
To who?
To who?
To the people that you choose.
You
People that are
don't,
being considered.
you have an objection.
What if we do?
I am choosing the people for the nominating committee.
So this board has become a dictatorship board all of a sudden now, right?
All of a sudden?
Yes.
Lord.
I'm saying
All
it,
of a
make
sudden?
sure it's straight.
No, that's not how it goes. You know, the reason that you have executive people is because you vote on it, yay or nay, if you have a discrepancy. So if there's a discrepancy, that's the reason you have like
In the
5
past, we
board
have an
members or
idea
whatever.
before,
You can
all
vote
of a
someone
sudden you
down
can't
and
know who
move
it
on.
is
So.
until the last minute.
But there is nothing.
Let's move on,
There's
please.
nothing within your bylaws that empower
Let's move
you
on.
to challenge.
Okay, but you're not even in this conversation.
I am in this conversation.
No, you're not, because.
Okay,
at this point, you're
okay,
not.
on a point of order,
I am
let's,
in this
let's,
conversation.
let's-
I'm a
let-
resident and I'm
on a
in
point-
Right, that's
No,
what I'm
this
saying,
is
but
a-
we're having
Ex-
this.
excuse me?
This is an executive committee meeting.
Excuse me.
Let's get on with the
On a
executive
point of
committee.
order, that's enough. Thank you.
Let's get to the next agenda item,
Number 4.
hiring committee assistant.
Hiring of a community assistant for the office. As of now, we have, I think it's 6 resumes. Yeah. And I'm going to be calling on the executive to meet with you guys, and again, that meeting will be posted so that we can go through the resumes and pick 3 out of the 6 so that they will be interviewed.
That's not
And
how it works.
how does it work,
Okay,
Patricia?
how it works, according to what I read,
Mhm.
was that the district manager, in which we
Yes.
voted on, will
Chooses.
choose the
Yes.
the persons, whomever they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem reviewing them, but according to what we voted on with the full board at the
right.
last meeting, it was the district manager, and if you go to your bylaws,
That's right.
there's a district manager who chooses the workers.
The executive committee has nothing to do with the
the
running of this
hiring.
office.
Hold on. Right as it is now, we do not have a district manager.
Thank you.
And in the absence of a district manager, the chair acts as the district manager.
No,
So, oh yes.
it doesn't say
So,
that.
Is it
in the
the bylaws?
absence of a district manager, the chair acts as the district manager. And we do need
No.
to have personnel in the office. It's a need. I spoke to Melody at Borough Hall, and she definitely said to me that we can hire. As a matter of fact, she said, I can hire someone. Just make sure that I interview them and keep the records. I am not doing that. I am including the executive in this process. But I was told that I can do it on my own.
Okay, according to
Okay.
11.2,
No, I'm
according
just.
to 11.2 of the bylaws, the district manager shall hire such personnel as he/she is authorized by the executive committee to hire, not the executive person, the executive.
And I don't think that you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the absence of a district manager who we do not have, the chair acts as the district manager. And hence the reason why I was told by Borough Hall that I can actually pick the 3 people, bring them to the executive committee and to the board to choose someone for the office. And I'm not saying this on my own, okay? As of now, we do not have a district manager in place. And so going over and saying that the district manager is the one who have to hire the person. If we had a district manager in place, of course, the district manager will be the
Okay, but what
person
I'm
to hire,
saying
but
to
we
you
don't.
Is that you have the bylaws that we need to follow. And in the absence of the district manager, according to this, the executive board is, if you're choosing to eliminate the district manager because you don't have
We're
one,
not
it's not
eliminating the district
a
manager.
choice. You don't take the place of a district manager because the district manager position and the board's position are two different things.
Patricia? Ms.
just
Moses?
saying.
Okay, let me
Ms.
ask you a
Moses?
question.
Ms. Moses, I am not saying this on my own. I made sure that I spoke to the necessary person to find out how this is done in the absence of a district manager. I am not just putting forward my opinion. I am telling you what I was told by the personal manager at Borough Hall, who
Okay,
is
we'll table this because
But
we still have to follow
you cannot,
bylaws. We have to
Patricia,
follow bylaws.
Patricia, you cannot, on a point of order, you cannot just say to the chair that we'll table it.
Well, the reason I'm saying this is because I don't want to just keep arguing and going
But
on.
we're not arguing, I'm just making, I'm
going according to the bylaws.
But Patricia, Ms.
What the bylaws
Moses,
say
Ms.
in the event
Moses,
there's no DM, no, in the event
Okay,
there's
let
no
me ask
DM.
a question.
What she's proposing.
Can I ask a question?
That's what-
These 6 resumes, where did they come from, and were they advertised anywhere where they could put in their resumes?
it was
And where was
advertised,
it advertised?
it was advertised, as I
But this is
said,
the first I'm hearing about 6 resumes.
you did not know that there were
No.
resumes before?
No,
Nobody knew?
No.
I don't know, but I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for nobody else.
I did not know.
Okay.
And where were these
This
people
have been
advertised?
advertised from since about 4 months or more ago. And as I say, I spoke to Melody. I made sure that I spoke to the person who I needed to talk to where this is concerned. And she said yes, she have it in the office, that it was advertised. And so we could go ahead to hire someone.
But where was it advertised? In the Chief, the New York Times, the Daily News, where?
The very same place where it's always advertised. I can find out the name for you afterwards. I can call Melody tomorrow and I can get the name of where it was advertised. But it obviously was advertised because people have been sending in their resume. Yes, Ms.
The
Boyd?
city charter, which supersedes our CB9 bylaws.
I know.
Empowers the community board to hire personnel. It's in the city charter. If you come to the court on Thursday, I will be citing that law.
This is, first of all, this is the
Excuse
executive
me?
committee. She has
Also,
nothing to say.
excuse me, I
We're
have a right to
discussing what's on the agenda.
Excuse me, I do have the right to
Excuse
speak
me.
on
No,
the
you
agenda.
don't.
No,
Not when
she
you're not
has
in the
nothing to
meeting.
say in
I am
the
in the
executive meeting.
You're not in the
I am in the
executive
meeting. I am in the
meeting.
meeting.
You're not in the executive.
Secondly, this community board has been without any personnel since April.
Well, if you
For-
stop putting us in court, we wouldn't be out with
If-
our personnel.
If the court case is satisfactory, you will still not have a district manager, possibly for the next 5 months. So to sit here and say that you have a $200,000 payroll line and will refuse to sit there and hire someone to help run this
She is
board,
not part
it's
of the executive board. She is
inappropriate.
out of order.
I am not
What
out
are
of
we
order.
gonna do
You
about
are
these
out of
resumes?
order.
I'm not
Are we,
Yes, you are out.
No, I'm not.
Are we gonna do that?
Everybody else, you need
excuse
to
me,
read. You're out of
Ms.
order.
Moses,
You are not
Ms.
the
Moses,
chair.
No,
I don't have to
no,
be
no.
the
It's not
chair.
Miss Moses, it's Miss Boyd.
I know rules too,
Okay.
the same way
Chair,
you do,
do
and you are out of order.
I am not out of order.
This is.
I'm specifically
I'm
stating
sorry.
that this
You're out of
community
order.
board has been without
But you don't
personnel
run
since
us.
April.
excuse me.
Your chair.
You don't run us.
I am chairing the meeting and
Okay,
I
you
would
tell
like,
us what we
Ms.
should do.
Moses,
Because you're not doing
Ms.
what you're
Moses.
supposed to do.
Okay,
And
maybe
Ms.
if you
Boyd.
be quiet, we can. You are